Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Carson from Dave Smith Instruments, talking with Cuckoo about the Prophet 12 keyboard here. So we're going to run through just kind of the basic signal path of the instrument. It starts with 4 digital oscillators. We chose to go with the digital oscillators because they have kind of a more varied capability. We can do high rate FM and AM and have incredible stability between the voices.
Show me where they are located.
We have 4 voices right here.
Yep.
And then, or the 4 oscillators rather, right there. And the ring around them shows you the default FM arrangement. So oscillator 2, FM's 1, and so on. You can select each one here or all of them at once by pressing and holding, at which point all their parameters are shown on screen. You have your standard coarse and fine pitch. You have a shape knob here, and you can select between kind of the classic analog shapes, sawtooth, pulse, triangle, and sine, in addition to 12 wavetables. Cool thing about the wavetables is you can actually mix them together between any 2 wavetables using the shape mod parameter. So that allows you to morph between wavetables, and this is only a single oscillator, so you can create some really complex timbres using those. Additionally, we have, as I said, FM and AM per oscillator. We have an individual glide amount and an oscillator slop. So since they're digital, they're incredibly stable, and slop will give it a little bit of a nonlinear tracking for it. We also have a sub-octave oscillator under oscillator 1 here. So following the digital effects or the digital oscillator section, we have a kind of digital effects section called the character section. We recently introduced it in a Eurorack form as well as the DSM-02. And that starts with 2 controls, girth and air. And those control a kind of low and high shelf with harmonic excitement. And you have drive, which is a soft saturation, which can be pushed all the way to some pretty heavy distorted qualities as well.
So where in the mix are these applied?
These are immediately after the oscillators. So this is all in the digital domain at this point. And then you have sample rate and bit reduction. And then following that, the signal path is 100% analog to the output. So we have 2 or 4 pole switchable low pass filter, and this is on the Prophet 12. It's the Curtis filter as used in the Prophet 08 MoFo line of synthesizers and the evolvers as well. We have a high pass filter per voice with key tracking, and then your VCA. So you have all your controls for your signal paths left to right directly in front of you. After the VCA, you have a tunable feedback, which was pulled off the evolver line of synths, and that can be turned into positive or negative amounts of feedback, and it'll actually track with the keyboard, and you can offset the tuning here, so that's a really great feature. And then you have 4 delays tapped off the output, and those can have a high or low pass filter assigned per delay and can be panned individually, and so you can create phasers or flangers and chorus type effects, as well as like ping pongs using a bunch of the delays. Additionally, we have 4 LFOs, which are syncable and slewable. So you have some pretty complex shapes, multiple destinations. You have wave reset here with a phase offset, and then 2 auxiliary envelopes. So you have a slew of modulation capability on the instrument itself. We also have a 16x2 modulation matrix that's really easy to use, so you can assign most any of the onboard parameters to another modulation. For example, you could just hold the assigned modulation source and click a wheel or hit a slider or even select an oscillator and then hit the assign mod destination and choose the parameter you wish to assign, and that'll get assigned to the next available modulation slot. And all you need to do is add some amount to that, and then you've created a new modulation. So it's a very quick and easy way to kind of get everything around. And then we have an arpeggiator as well. That's pretty fun and has multiple modes, up and down and random. And then we also have in assign mode, you can capture the ARP here and then edit it. Where we go? ARP, latch, ARP block notes. Edit ARP, and then you can go in and add kind of an editable ARP sequence here. And that's pretty fun. And then you can assign, velocity. This is all velocity as well, velocity sensitive, so you can set the velocity per note, assign the velocity to modulate all sorts of stuff. So it's a pretty deep synth, definitely very large sound palette, and we're already taken some of the technology in this, put it in our Pro 2, which we released at Summer NAMM, and we're really happy to present it to the world. We think it's great stuff. So,
thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming by.
So I'm going to put these on. So I'm here at Dave Smith's booth, and I had a very lovely chat with Dave, and now I'm with the Profit 12. I believe this is the flagship model at the moment. So I'm gonna give it a spin and see what it sounds like. As you can hear, it's really fast to change. If I've changed the preset, it's really fast. So this is something you could program from an external device and do some fun shit with. Yeah, I think it sounds absolutely massive. It's a very, very professionally, you know, it's got muscles inside. You can clearly tell that. It's very precise. I feel it's like really precise with the filters, and the distortion is probably gonna have many people gonna go a little too far because it's really cool, but then they're gonna pull back again into a more reasonable, you know, range. But yeah, it's a hands-on controlled synthesizer with you can split it, right? You can, yeah. Yeah, so some of the patches are split into, you know, there's a split point where you can play one sound with one hand and another sound on the other side. It's probably really handy for keyboardists that play, you know, on stage. And I was chatting with Dave earlier and touched upon this like the topic of analog synthesizers tend to be easier to mix within other instruments, like mix in a band or mix with a singer, and I think I don't know why it's the case, but I think it is the case. And so this is probably a synth for keyboardists that play in bands, and they're probably going to be really happy with it. So yeah, that's it. I'm at the Dave Smith booth. It's NAMM 2015, and thank you for shooting it. Thank you.
The guy with the hair.